Hello, I'm going to be taking you through a cool down routine that you can do after any type of exercise. We're definitely going to be using the floor, so if you have a mat, I would grab that, something to support your knees if you're on a hard surface. But before you start the cool down, let's make sure your breath is back to normal. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, getting that breath and your heart rate back down. And then meet me on the floor. Starting in a little bit of a recovery pose, so feet kind of together, shifting our weight into our hips and into our feet, and then pull those arms out, relaxing your body, feeling that stretch in your upper body, and then opening up your hips as well. Figure out a spot you feel comfortable in. Possibly you can rest your head, your forehead to the floor. Maybe you can reach a little bit deeper as you get flattened and more adjusted to the floor. Take 2 more deep breaths here. On the last one, on an inhale, let's meet me up in a tabletop. So from here, you want to make sure your wrists and shoulders are in line, and your knees and your hips are right in line. Keeping that core tucked. So thinking about bringing your belly button into your spine. We're going to arch our back up for a cat, and then exhale down for a cow. Especially if you just finish a really quick exercise, you got your heart rate and that breath really fast. This is definitely a good one to get that breath back to normal. Just focus on your breath. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Let's go for 3 more breaths. You'll notice that these become a little bit slower each time as that breath and heart rate comes back to its normal rate. Last 2. Inhale out. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale down, and then meet me right where you started, right in the middle. We have a neutral spine, head to bottom, stays nice and flat. Make sure you can have all your weight on one arm. Test it out. Maybe you need to reposition yourself slightly. But then we're going to lift this with our right arm behind our head. When we're doing this, I want you to think about opening up your elbows. So it's nice and flat right here as we're in that tabletop. We're going to inhale, bring elbow to elbow, rotating in. And then exhale, big reach. Inhale, elbow, your forearm. Exhale, reach. Go for 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Last one. Twisting in. Twisting out. Come back in that tabletop. We're going to go to the next arm. Your left arm. Remaining in that tabletop. Let's start. Make sure you can lift your arm up and you're not too unstable. And then finding your hand right behind your head. And we have a flat elbow to shoulder kind of stance here with your arm. Bring it in elbow to elbow right to that forearm. And then exhale, big twist. Take it in nice and slow. Take it right back out. You got it. 2 more. Bring it on in. Bring it on out. Last one. Very good. Maybe shift your weight to one more little stretch here. As we originally started, maybe you're a little bit flatter and deeper into the floor. Take another breath or 2 here. And then we're going to flip over so we're facing the ceiling. Let's just kind of start a little fetal ball. Maybe we're massaging that low back side to side. Maybe moving your head side to side as well. All right, we're gonna keep our knee, our left leg and knee right towards our chest. Keeping it pulled. Our right leg, we're gonna extend it up and then slowly drop it all the way to the floor. When you're doing this, think about your low back. It's flat on the floor. You can feel it as it flattens out as that leg comes all the way flat to the floor. Taking that left knee, it still has that tension, that pull towards your chest. We're now going to bring it off to the left side. So elbow, you can possibly use that as kind of like a an anchor onto the floor. As you're opening up your hip flexor, bring your knees in the direction of the floor here. Other arm, your right arm possibly at your side, on a T, or right on the side by your side. Using both arms, take it up to the top. Give it your one big knee pull, and once again, towards your chest. Taking that left leg, we're gonna come up, so it's right in line with your shoulder, feet, knees, and shoulder. And then that left leg, we're gonna cross it over for a figure 4 stretch. So crossing your left ankle over your right knee, and then start by pressing that left knee away from your body in this direction. From here, this might be enough of a stretch that you feel it in your hip flexors. You're loosening up. You can hang out here. If you need more of a stretch, you'll grab that right leg and bring that knee towards your chest. Relaxing your head. If you found yourself in this position, let's do a couple ankle rolls. Couple circles to the right. Couple circles to the left. Relaxing it back and forth. Very good. Slowly dropping that right leg to the floor. Uncross that left and then bring both knees toward your center. Once again, you can rock them side to side. Maybe massage that low back. And we're doing the exact same thing on the other side. So right knee, keep it towards your chest. Left leg is extended and then flattening down to the floor, making sure that low back stays flat. Pulling that knee towards your chest, that right knee. And then same thing, opening up that hip flexor, bring that right knee in the direction of the floor. Opening up your hip, possibly using your elbow as an anchor to the floor for support. Bring that right knee back up to center. Get that left one, left foot on the floor, left knee bent. Crossing right ankle over left knee. And then once again, pushing that knee away from your body. Maybe one side's tighter, just in life, or maybe just today. So you might want to just ease up on some of these movements if you feel it a little bit differently. You're not feeling this stretch, if you need more from this stretch, we're grabbing that left knee towards our chest, lowering our head down. Once again, if you found yourself in this position, we'll do a couple ankle rolls one way, couple ankle rolls the other way. Flex it up and down. Let's put that foot on the floor. Bring your feet and knees together now. Hands out in a T, flat on the floor. I want you to think about drilling those shoulder blades and your arms onto the floor. So they're not going to raise at all. And then keeping your feet together, your knees together. We're going to slowly drop our knees to one side. Let's do that left side first. So more than likely, your knees will not touch the floor. I want you to focus on just your shoulder blades, staying put, feeling that rotation throughout your spine. Your glance is either straight up at the ceiling or in the opposite direction of those knees. So if we took them to the left, looking to the right would give you even more of a spinal rotation. Just relax into the stretch. And on an inhale, bring those knees up to center. Take a moment here, and then dropping them to the right. Once again, more than likely your knees won't touch the floor, but those shoulder blades all throughout your hands are flat on the ground. And then once again, either looking up at the ceiling or off to the left for more of the rotation. Relaxing into the stretch. And on an inhale, take it up to center. And then either relax those knees, so maybe they're not touching anymore, your feet or your knees. Just figure out a nice stable position, but focus on that low back being flat. You could even extend those legs if that felt more comfortable, but figure out what feels best to keep your torso flat on the ground. We're gonna start with our hands at our sides. So palms are gonna be facing each other. Let's bring one arm up overhead, real close to our ear, and then bring the other side. Similar to a backstroke in the pool. Reach overhead, And swap it out for the other side. Two more. Nice. Bring both palms toward your bottom. Palms are now facing the ceiling. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. They're either touching the floor or real close to it. And then exhale, bring them down towards your waist, right where you started. Inhale, bring them on up. Exhale, bring them on down. Similar to a snow angel. Let's go for two more deep breaths. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Grab those knees. Maybe shake them side to side. And then ultimately start to get in a rocking motion until you can get yourself up to a seated position. And then from here, we'll flip it over, face down again. By now, our heart rate and our breath is back to normal, so we can kind of bring our head a little bit lower to the floor. We're gonna come up into almost like a plank, so you got your wrists and shoulders aligned, and I want shoulder width apart with those feet. We're gonna come up into, similar to a plank, but we're gonna pike it out. So pushing your bottom up towards the ceiling, maybe adjusting those feet, keeping them shoulder width though. I want you to hinge at the hips, and then think about drawing your shoulder blades towards your knees. Think about drawing those heels down so they're close to the floor. And then we can start by bending one knee at a time, walking this out, feeling that stretch in that extended leg. Let's go for one more big push with both heels. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Still shoulder width apart. As we inhale, bring those arms up overhead, big stand. Exhale, let those arms come down to our sides. And then couple shoulder rolls to the ground. Keeping that shoulder width stand, let's clap our hands in front. And then intertwine those fingers, so like you're holding your own hand. And then flip your palms away from your body. As you're doing this, you're gonna push away from your head. Your head's resting between your shoulders in those arms. And I want you to think about pulling your arms and your bottom away. So you're feeling the stretch through your hamstrings, your upper body, your torso, everything is feeling this stretch as you're pulling your hands away from your bottom. Keeping those hands together, come up to a full stand. Keeping those hands interlocked, lean to one side. Palms are now facing the ceiling. Take it up to the top, over to the other side. One more time in that stand. And in that same grip you just had overhead, clap those hands together, intertwine those fingers, and then flip your palms down towards the floor, relaxing those shoulder blades, opening up those shoulders, your back, your lats. Possibly adding a little bit of a neck movement here, looking up to the ceiling. And then looking down to the floor. Feel free to relax those arms at any point. Go for one more big nod. And very good. After any type of exercise, make sure you get plenty of water. And have a great day.